Hello, you bitches and bastards of YouTube. I am going live, and since people were complaining about my live stream quality on the laptop, I'm deciding to use the first cell phone, the one that I can't add any more straight videos or pictures to because it claims that it's filled up, even though it's only at 35%. So I'm doing the best for continuity of my channel to have more than one kind of equipment, so if people complain about the quality on one, then I could switch to something else. Some things are maybe not great doing live streams, but otherwise the content's okay. With my computer, it seems to me that the videos themselves seem to be fine, but maybe when I use that laptop for live streaming, maybe it's choppy. But sometimes, though, if the internet itself is wonky, then I understand things being messed up, because if I'm having bad internet on my end, it's going to affect what it looks like, and obviously that will be a problem. But for the most part, our internet at home has not been a bad thing, and I don't see why getting a different device would make the internet not as good on that device as it works on something else. I'm confused about that. I know what the internet is like on a cell phone. Wilfred, hi. You say hello, looks and sounds good today. Thank you. I lost it last night. I'm really ashamed to say that I kind of lost control last night. I started a live stream just before midnight, and I was using my brand new computer that I just got. Literally, I got hand delivered on Saturday morning, late morning. It was set up, it was charged up. A friend of mine helped me set up the different things on it. It's got links to my Facebook and my YouTube and just, the basic stuff that when you set up a computer and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to add a little, whoops, if I don't break my neck here, I'm going to add a little light. Yeah. Whoops. So, is the light better? So anyway, when I did this live stream on my computer, I was only on for a very few minutes, and somebody came into the chat room and they said that my audio was messed up. And that wasn't what I wanted to hear, because you get a brand new piece of equipment that you bought and paid for, that, yes, well, admittedly was a discount machine because I was only willing to pay a certain amount, and I still wanted a full terabyte of hard drive, and I still wanted a 16 gigabyte of ROM so that I had room to, for the processing capabilities and whatever. And if I do find that I'm able to do things like basic storyboard editing again, which I really like to do, it's so easy to do content that doesn't need to be edited, and plus then you can get away with using really cheap equipment, such as what I'm using to film this right now. But I was at the Lunar Fair last night. It started at 5 o'clock. Oh. So I wonder if live streaming has a sound problem. Now, as far as the computer goes, I do have a special microphone now that I have to mount on something or just carry it around, but it does have a cord on it, and that would solve problems and enable me to live stream with the laptop, especially if all I'm doing is staying pretty much in one place wherever the laptop is. This microphone has a cord that attaches to the laptop, and so in theory, even if I unplugged the laptop to take it to a location with better light and maybe that was quieter, as long as I also held that microphone, it would be attached to the computer. So the only thing is, right now it doesn't have a stand, and I do have a mic stand, but that is how I mount the cell phone when I'm doing the cooking videos. And I have another mounted light stand that has a connection for a cell phone, and that's also near the stand-up desk that I often mount my computer on so that I can do the turnarounds. I have to be far enough away so that I could be seen head to toe to do that initial shot that I do. And most of the cords in these devices aren't long enough that I could just plug them in. Like, for instance, the cord that I have on this laptop is the world's tiniest, shortest cord. This is ridiculous. Okay, pardon the weed in the shot. You can see this is the cord, and it goes down literally to here. This is so bogus. Whoops, this doesn't need to be there. I mean, that's ridiculous, a cord that short. And then if it wasn't for the fact that I have this tiny little power strip that adds an additional 2 feet, but you know what? That makes all the difference. And plus, now that I have this, I'm able to charge my cell phones and the cell phones of any friends that happen to come over. So I know that some people will appreciate that sort of thing. And also another great thing, I want you to see, you see where the window is? I am able to be, I'm working at my computer right here. As you can see, I'm looking at myself now, and I'm near the window. Friends of mine are trying to get my attention. All they have to do is yell out the window. And it's very convenient to do, you know. You got to be aware when your friends are around, because especially people, I have some friends that they have a habit of losing their phones and things, and they have no way to let you know ahead of time, because otherwise, if everybody was on an instant messenger program, then they would say, hey, I'm at such and such a place, can I come over? I could be there at such and such a time. And then so I would know to be waiting for them. But in the case of certain people, they go and they tell me where they are, and they say they're going to be here. Well, they tell me where they're at. They don't tell me when they're going to be here specifically, but I try to do the mental math, thinking I know this person walks slower than my mom. I know, you got to deal with when you're on the boardwalk, you're going to probably run into different friends, and you're going to talk with this person, you're going to talk with that person. And then somebody may say, hey, do you want to smoke a joint? And he'll pull out some weed. And maybe it's not rolled, and you got to wait for him to roll, unless he's carrying a pipe with him. So you smoke weed with him, and then you remember, yeah, I was on my way to go to my friend's house, and then you make it on down the road. And before you know it, it's taken you 3 hours to get from resorts to Tropicana. But hey, who am I to judge, right? Yeah, I realize that I've lived an interesting, fun life, and I have no room to start on other people, because shit happens. Shame, shame, young man, just kidding. Okay, now I am stealing my good friend's term here. We were talking about how people get perceived by other people, and how we justify the lives that we're living, and especially those of us that aren't always lucky to have an easily defined 9-to-5 job kind of existence, and we're still trying to survive based on resources and responsibilities, and living a dignified, noble existence, and still being true to ourselves. And of course I'm speaking for myself here. I think it's important to stand for something and have certain values, and in a maybe crudish kind of way, I aim to justify the space that I'm taking up. I try to be more of a giver than a taker, but I do love that there are free things available for people that are getting literally nothing, because free is really great in my book. And, if there's piles of clothes that are for free, or if people see you when you're on the boardwalk sitting on a bench all by yourself, and they say, do you like weed? And I look at them and I say, yeah. And they say, would you like some weed? And I say, yeah. And they say, hold out your hand. And I say, yeah. And then things like this happen. So anyway, my mom made it easy for me today. She wanted me to cook her up something real easy before her physical therapist. Yes, nice free weed is the best weed. And This is not swag either. It smells good. It really smells good. And, I'm not trying to be a corrupter of people, of impressionable people and stuff, but I've always been upfront about a few things on my channel. I've been doing this more than 14 years on YouTube, and I'm always honest about the fact that, look, I love weed, okay? And I am lucky to be in a state right now where it is actually legal. They have, here in Atlantic City, every block seems to have a dispensary in it. Or just two. There are so many places. And the thing is, I've never been in any of them. I have never been in any of the dispensaries here. Look at me. Do I look like I'm under 21? Come on here. Come on, this is ridiculous. But they insist on you showing your papers. It's like if somebody wanted me to go to the liquor store for them because, say, they've been flagged for being too drunk. And I'm not saying I know anybody like that, but all in this town, all these crackheads I know, trust me, I do know. They can't wait till 10 o'clock in the morning when certain liquor stores open, and they're right there, and I don't understand that. That wasn't the kind of drinker I was. You're in Colorado? There's a lot of things that I liked about Colorado, and I mean, because I thought that they had good gun laws, and I thought they had good weed laws. And unless you find yourself in Aurora, where your apartment complex gets targeted by Tren de Aragua or something, I mean, see, those are the things that scare me, because I am a city chick. And I like living in cities because I like that if shit happened, there's police, there's fire department, there's infrastructure, and you're not dependent on having a vehicle. Whereas if you live out in the middle of nowhere or something, you need to be able to evacuate. You need to, first of all, you need to have a car gassed up and everything. You need to put everything in there, and you need to hope that everything is an operational thing and can get you out of there and stuff. And when I'm thinking even about what happened in those fires in Pacific Palisades, California, California was a place I was always going to go back to. And Pacific Palisades is a neighborhood that I could see myself living in because it was really close to the ocean. In Atlantic City, I have always had sand in my shoes. I've always been used to living by the water. It doesn't mean I hang out at the beach with this skin. I can't do it except at nighttime or in the off season. But, and I know what it's like to get caught in one of those rip currents. I was 11 years old, and I was being sucked out, and I was so scared, and the last thing I wanted to do was call out for the lifeguard because I didn't want it to seem like I'm a weak, stupid person. I had pride, even at 11, can you believe that? But I seem to have some kind of lick of sense to not fight that big, strong ocean. And I relaxed, and I let it take me out, and I swam parallel to the ocean, and I just took a belly wave in. And that's how you survive. You never fight the ocean. But he said, Wolford says, I lived in Eureka, California for a while. Way different than Southern California, though. I've lived in San Francisco. When I was hanging out with Food Not Bombs people, and I also had gone on tour with the Grateful Dead, but that was back in 1993. And, the real Jerry gone. I was in San Francisco when he passed away, but I did get to go to a couple of Fish concerts when they came in town. They did a couple of beach concerts, and I actually filmed the crowd. I put it here on my YouTube channel. I wasn't about to pay hundreds of dollars for the experience. I wasn't familiar with any of the band's music, but I really liked the people, and I liked the attitudes of things. But when I was in San Francisco, sometimes I would find myself traveling briefly with the Food Not Bombs people, and we went to a place called Davenport. We camped out across from the fire station, and this was off the Pacific Coast Highway. And when I woke up, I saw that there were all these holes on the cliffs that we were camping out on, and they were held together by these trees that had these big roots on them. And we hiked down to the water's edge, and we saw sea anemones and stuff. You know how you walk around in tide pools by rolling your pants, or in my case, my stockings, up to your knees, and you're wading in the water, and I got to touch sea anemones and different things. And it was great because we looked innocuous, and so we weren't jacked up by cops or anything. What we were doing, we had a purpose. We got a big donation of natural fruit juices and vegetable juices from Odwalla. We were donating to a rave that was in the outskirts of Santa Cruz, and we were dropping them off. And so we got to camp on the way. And if you know anything about Food Not Bombs people, they tend to be vegans, which I'm not. I'm an omnivore, but I doesn't mean I don't love animals, and it doesn't mean I don't do some kinds of activism, like especially as far as cats go. I'm a definite cat rescue, and starfish, and I know it's important to not let them dry out, and they only take souvenirs of things that are already dead. Um, the last time I haven't really paid for too much food in a couple of years. Our finances got so bad that I've been having to go to places like Salvation Army, and they have this thing called ShopRite Day twice a week. And what they do is you line up, and the thing is, there's all kinds of bullshit shenanigans that go on, which I've talked about, but I've never named them by name on video until now. Oops. Because I don't want to get rag on the organization, but it's really disorganized here. And you got people who, even if you've been hanging around since 4:30 in the morning because you live here, hello, you get these people that drive around, hang out in their comfortable car, running their engine, spewing dirty carbon monoxide emissions into our air, right? You get people that don't show up until like 9 o'clock there, right? At 9:30, they hand out numbers that you come at a certain other time, and you line up and you get groceries, and you get to pick what you want from different categories and things. You used to be able to get some amazing things, and sometimes I would get things that are just out of reach of most poor people. Like one time I got Kalamata olive bread, and I get this kind of crusty bread that I really love called ciabatta, Cibatta, and they have the stuff that is made with olive oil and rosemary. Oh, that is so good. And you cut that, and it's really thick and crusty, and that's what I like to make hamburgers and eat them open faced. But Odwalla, I really love their carrot juice. And one of my favorite lunches to make, to go to hang out in Venice Beach. I used to go to a Trader Joe's off of La Brea and Pacific Coast Highway in talking the Los Angeles area, right? And I figured if I have to take two buses anyway, might as well use that connection if there's a really groovy store stop there, right? And so I went into Trader Joe's and I got either an Odwalla, one of those combined juices, not a smoothie, but a combined vegetable juice. Of course, I also love V8. I love V8. Oh my God, V8 is so amazing. Just like for people that still drink alcohol, you want V8 for your Bloody Mary, and you want Worcestershire sauce, and you want horseradish in it, and you want lemon or lime, and black pepper, cracked pepper, and you want Tabasco. And by the way, I'm 20 years sober, so I shouldn't be giving drink recipes and stuff, but you can make it virgin. I fucking love them. Love, love, love. And you're giving yourself liquid vitamins. And where the point I'm getting to this is food is medicine sometimes. And Odwalla juices, they're really, really good. But I do remember one time something happened where there was a listeria outbreak or something, and they did recall a batch of them. I hope that didn't cause problems for the company, because I do remember their juices, and I have not seen them in some years. But I just figured it's because I have not been. The last time I was in a supermarket of any merit was at Whole Foods in Washington, D.C., and where I got lost. I made a video about that, too. It was such an immense store. I'm walking around, and if I'm tagging along with my friends, that's one thing, but I'm not really paying attention to landmarks because I'm sticking around with my friends. But I also ultimately got lost, and they had this big, huge parking lot on the roof, and then they have this other area which almost looked like what I've seen of prison dining halls, except that there were no barricades and you got there through a dingy stairwell. And they had Amazon lock boxes there and places where you can sit down and eat the food that you bought there. And anyway, I got totally hella lost there. But Green Odwalla, was that like those what do you do? Is it what are the juices that you can actually get juiced? What are those grasses that you can get the shots made fresh, but they always cost so much, and I just figured that they were too expensive to even ask. Tasted like mango. But it was green, but tasted like mango. That sounds good. The only thing I don't care for as far as things that are good for you is I don't like papaya. I don't like the way it smells. Now, I know it has certain things in it that are good for digesting things and stuff, but then so is pineapple. Pineapple has bromelain in it, I believe. It's in that family. And also, you can put pineapple juice on your face, and it has acids on there that will help break down dead skin cells. And it's just a real good treatment for the face, even though it's sticky. So pull your hair back before using it. Oh, man. I wish I could make something like that. Um, I do like to make a tea using hibiscus leaves, and of course, that's purple. It ends up tasting like a real sour lemonade. It's purple, but you need to sweeten it. Otherwise, it's just too much. I also love elderberry. Oh, and I got a sample of. I was at this thing called Lunar Fair last night, and there was this place that was making different kind of concoctions with vinegars, and they had health benefits and stuff. And I was taking this shot of hot apple cider vinegar that, oh, it was really tasty. I was hoping to get some of the elderberry. That is can be used to build up your resistance if you think you're coming down with something. You can also get this all natural cough syrup or whatever you're supposed to take, a tablespoon a day or a teaspoon a day or something, and it tastes so good. I would like to make it syrup for ice cream or something. It's just really good, you know. And and I can tell you, the company, I liked it so much, I saved the label and stuck it on my wall somewhere. Oh crap, here it is, My Kind elderberry. See, I saved this off the bottle. This stuff, it says immune syrup. And how I got this is one of the ladies that drops off things a certain place in my neighborhood dropped this off, and I, of course, started using it. And I don't know if it kept me from getting down from anything, but it sure tasted good. Oh, I want to show you something else. This is a sticker I found remotely. You've heard of the game Grand Theft Auto? Well, they have this one. They said Grand Theft Auto Atlantic City version. So it has certain local landmarks that we recognize, like the Absecon Lighthouse. The stuff about characters don't mean anything to me, but just I noticed the lighthouse and I'm thinking, oh, that made sense. You know. So, one thing I'm going to have to. Yeah. When I was I'm sorry, I was being distracted by. When I was at that Lunar Fair last night, they had this thing that. There were so many things I would have liked to try, but they were so expensive. You know, the vendors there were selling tiny little bottles of this and that, like skincare and stuff, and just even if it was like $15 for this tiny little container, and I'm thinking, in order to start seeing effects on things, you need to buy things repeatedly. You need to get 4 or 5 of these things, because you can't use just one little jar of any skin treatment and tell if it's doing any good on you. The only thing you can tell is if there's any chance you're getting an allergic reaction, then obviously. And the thing is, that's even hard to tell if that's even what causes problems that people are having, because trying to isolate when people use so many different things on their skin at any given day, plus the things that they do, like when I put dye in my hair, they say you should do a patch test. Which, by the way, if anybody's noticed, I refreshed my hair dye. I put a whole lot more dye in it. I was noticing that it was looking too faded in the very front. And you're seeing all this, it was like real pale, transparent lavender. And I'm thinking, and the light was shining through it, and it was looking too pink, and I wanted to restore the purple look to it. So I went and I got into my vast supply of purple hair dye. Oh, can I say hello?
No.
Just say hello. Oh, where are you? Oh, there you are.
I want to take this thing off.
Oh, take what
on
off?
the try on.
Wait, what are we talking about?
This red jacket.
Oh, okay. I had given my mom this red thing. I offered it to her, and she said she had to try it on. And if apparently it's too tight, well, that's kind of messed up. Okay.
There's nothing underneath.
Oh, there's nothing underneath it. Okay, well. Okay, do you want me to grab you?
Yes, out of my drawer.
Something out of her. What color?
Gray.
Gray. This?
They even overturned the conviction of a sexual predator, back in the
endangering women and girls. All right.
We must defend our democracy.
Yeah. Oh, I have so much clothes to do. All this stuff here needs to be washed. You know, like, you guys saw my pot socks, right? Got these I wore, a couple days ago. Well, I needed something for, one of my videos. And then yesterday, when I was going to the fair, since my gown was pink, you know, do you even see? I don't know if you're even seeing, right? Yeah, the pink dress. Boy. Oh, you know, I'm waiting for a place to wear. I want to get the one that was a still from him on Joe Rogan, and apparently they were smoking some marijuana. And they did a screenshot, and I really wanted to get that t-shirt, but the thing is, it was one of the more expensive shirts. But you don't even want to know what the clothes cost at that event last night. I was looking at things, and there were so many nice things, and I was thinking, let me wait till the very last minute when they're trying to make some of their things cheaper so that they can not have to bring all as much stuff back with them and stuff. And I thought that they were going to do this thing where they were going to flash their lights and let people know last chance for half off or whatever the hell. And I'm walking around. I thought my feet were going to fall off because I forgot it was much longer to get there than I realized. And my feet, when you're there, you're walking, it's all soft surfaces for the most part. But to get there, you're slamming your feet on concrete, and tops of my feet are kind of sore from this thing called arthritis. And these things called bunions. Yes, you too will get them if you live long enough. And you know what, my pain is nowhere near as bad as my mom's is and people stuff. But the thing is, I was a stage dancer. And you put your body through abuse when you're slamming yourself down. I was not worried about comfort. I would have a dance job 7 days a week, and I would go out to a club that had a dance floor in it. So I really worked my body. Okay. Plus, there was the drugs too, which made you feel not very tired, you know. But no, I really. But then I wear slippers around the house, or if I'm homeless, I'm wearing maybe combat boots or something. Everything at lengthy, locked and loaded, police down, Chelsea Avenue, Atlanta. Whoa! Stephen Weiss. Is that Stephen Weiss that somebody we know knows? Probably. Boy. Oh, man. I was just told that some neighborhoods that I know in this town been having some people acting like idiots. I guess episodes of cops are being reenacted on some of my childhood streets. You know. Now, see, if I could get one thing, I wish I could have gotten a signal last night. You know, but the thing is, I didn't want to live stream reversed, especially with all that witchcraft stuff. I don't want to show it reversed. I want to show it regular. And the thing is, I could do it regular on my laptop. But if when I laptop live stream, this thing gets, excuse me, fucked up. If I try to live stream screen, okay, I'm gonna take this down because I don't know. Okay, can you hear me now? Because I did see a thing that said mute. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. You know what? You were right. I touched something on the screen, and I saw it was a camera symbol, and it had a slash through. I thought right away, oh, I must have touched that. So anyway, now, all right, thank you. Uh, so now I'm thinking, I wonder why somebody said they couldn't hear when I was using this laptop to, I literally just got this. Something that's literally a day old that got set up by my friend. Oh, I feel like I'm totally slumming it. This is a pretty special shirt, though. This is from Life in Color, the world's largest paint party. You wear thin white there, and they shoot different colored paints on you, and you dance into that music. And I heard some people sometimes party there, but I don't know. Like I heard talks about ecstasy and stuff, but I didn't see it personally. And in fact, it was a very young crowd. Oh, Wolford says, yes, ma'am. Last night it sounded like interference, like a fan maybe blowing on the mic. Uh, Trying to think. Because a lot of times I deliberately turn fans off in this room just so that it doesn't mess up audio. Right now, none of the fans are on. I have the TV on mute. Um, though sometimes I like the fans running because it gets rid of the sound from the people yelling and screaming like idiots outside. But they're pretty quiet. Occasionally you can hear traffic, and I know you can hear sirens when the cops are doing their thing, but it's been really quiet. Well, the part of the reason why I'm not having other things in the background is so that I can hear if my mom needs me. One thing though is my bedroom door is shut. Normally I have it open, so if my mom needs me for some reason, you know. But I just fed her before her physical therapy guy got here, and there's something else she needed me for. She wanted to show me how to do one of her new exercises involving a pulley and the door on the room that she does her exercises in, and she wanted to show me the process. And anyway, she did that, and then the thing is that my friend just showed up, and so I'm thinking, how do I not act like I'm rude to my friend who's here, but um, and I told my mom, I said, dude, I can't spend too much time uh, messing around here. This is something that you can really show me tomorrow or something. I know this seems like I'm being cavalier because she is my mom after all, but some things are not really urgent. And you have to prioritize depending on the people involved and what their time thing is. Or, like, you never know if a person has limited time because they have to worry about catching a bus because they don't want to have to wait another hour, even though that's better than having buses that only have a few departures. And if you miss one, then you're stranded. At least that's not the situation. But no, when I figure out how to set it up, I do have a big microphone for the computer. But the thing is, it would be nice if I could actually mount it onto the computer. Can you imagine? Oh. Looks like a canteen, doesn't it? Or something to put lenses in. But no. And I got the cord, has a USB. I'm thinking, if I could mount this to this somehow, or no, it can't be here because this seems to be a microphone of some kind, and this seems to be, you know, and it can't be here or here. It'd be nice if I could stick it out through here, kind of. But this is. Uh, Anyway, I would imagine if I had this on a mic stand, it would have to be set to be so sensitive that it would be terrible if all of a sudden I had to raise my voice for some reason. Then that would just, I would think that would be disastrous. So anyway, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but because I can't think of any specific places where I could set it. You know, I move things around. Like a lot of times I move this around. I have to take it off the plug and then I have to set it really as close to the window as possible so that I can do my turnaround and stand on the step stool, and you could get to see my head and toe outfit, you know, ankles to head, and that's the thing. Or I could experiment with one of those clip-on webcams and just get in the frame that way, and then I would be still used to looking at what the monitor shows me to make sure that I stay in the frame, you know. And see, it's so much easier if you had another person that made sure you stay in the frame and stuff, but you save a lot of aggravation by doing as much as you do yourself. You know, you stay in control that way. And also, nobody knows what you're going to do until you actually execute it. So, but, yeah, when I figure out how to, when I have this set up, then hopefully nobody will complain anymore. But again, this won't do anything for cell phone created stuff. This will only be for computer created stuff. And you know, I don't know how much room I have left in this cell phone. So the reason why I waited to create new things a couple of days before going to Lunar Fair is I wanted to make sure that I didn't run out of any space for filming. Uh, it's one thing running out of battery thing and you can't recharge. But there's another thing running out of storage space right when all these things are going on and you want to be able to create content. I wanted to make sure that I could do all the filming that I could when I was there yesterday. And I got to see some things. I got to have some feelings. And I really, everybody I encountered was very pleasant. Uh, the weather was as good as you can ask for. It didn't start to get chilly until the very end. I finally put my hoodie on, the one that has the pentagram and the black cat and all that stuff. But literally on my walk back, I got so hot when I was walking on the street called Winchester Avenue. I had to take my hoodie off. I had to go back to wearing just the pink gown with that red thing on it. You know, the only reason why I wore the red thing on it is so that it didn't look just like a princess uniform that I got straight off the Walt Disney site that every other trick or treater is going to be wearing. So, you know, I wanted to seem like I put out some effort in this. So, so yeah, this will hopefully, when I get this connected, it will take care of the audio problems. Yeah. So, see, I do listen to what people say who know what it sounds like and it looks like from their end. Yeah. Isn't this a neat container? Yeah, after that thing, there's I could see no sense in struggling with it. It was just easier for me to say, you know what, I've had kind of a long day. My feet are sore. I would just love to jump in that shower, scrub my feet, scrub my body, take my makeup off, and just go to bed. And I didn't even get up till like 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's how late I rest. I mean, I woke up at one point and I looked at some things on the internet, and I remember seeing 6 o'clock in the morning that there was people already um, floating around doing things, and I'm thinking, boy, And then I went back to sleep, and then it was 2 o'clock, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's certainly the fanciest microphone I've ever had. I have a number of those tiny little lavaliers, but the thing is, they are not wireless. Oh, but I have something else to show you. But I don't know how to use it yet, though. That's the thing, is it? And it said plug and play. Now, I mean, to me, plug and play is when you use a webcam and you're doing whatever with a computer. You just turn on the camera thing, and then you're doing either a still picture or you're shooting a video. It's usually that easy. Wolford says, "Don't worry about glitches. Your show is normally fine. Technical difficulties are to be expected." Thank you. People don't understand it's harder than it looks. And another thing is, I understand being a person who's consumed content since I was a little girl watching TV. Uh, the people that have grown to expect content that they love on whatever they're watching, whether it's TV or whether it's stuff on the internet, you expect, if not the time and day, you expect the person you're looking for to be there when you turn on the thing. And whatever work involves in a process, it's like, who among us, unless we were lucky to spend some time in Hollywood, and certainly I didn't grow up there, you don't know what goes into making movies or TV shows, or all the practices and all the editing and putting things together and all that stuff. People have no idea, for the most part, the work that goes into it. I mean, sometimes when you learn a few things about it, it causes you to appreciate it more, because you're thinking, wow, that's hard shit. These people really go through a lot to give us the finished product that as you grow up, you're getting this stuff free. You're not working paying to pay for a cable system or whatever to get copies of things. Or how's about when you turn on the radio and you get all this wonderful music and it's all free? Okay, yes, there's things called advertisers and things, and somebody might be paying the electric bills. Or what happens when your batteries run out in your little transistor radio when you're a kid? Hello? And you fall asleep and it was on, and the battery went dead, and somebody has to get you new batteries. Well, then obviously music isn't free. But anyway, we get exposed to all this stuff. We have no idea what it took to make it. And the thing is, the audience, in a way, doesn't care. They just want what they love and they expect. So the bottom line is, the audience, who's probably you, doesn't care about the excuses that we make about the hardships that happen to us. Somebody goes, oh, I'm upset because my cat died and now my mom's in a nursing home and I don't really much feel like making a video today. But you know what? I don't have anything that can, and I've got to produce something. So damn it, I've got to buck up and suck it up, buttercup, as they say. Anyway, what I'm about to show you is something I have not figured out yet. Now, there are two of these, so I can use one on myself and I can use one to clip on to somebody that I'm interviewing. Now, I think this is that thing that they call a dead cat. I find that a very offensive term, but I'll tell you why. Okay, well, first, this is, I guess, the transmitter. Then there's this thing. I think you'll know why they call it that. Shameful, disgusting thing. But it is a microphone, and it has a fuzzy thing that causes the wind to not make sounds. And of course, the wind, there's nothing really you can do about that for the most part. You can use certain shields that will stop when you're using certain plovivs and you're making a popping sounds. I knew this preacher that he would yell and scream in his microphone, and he would be popping and popping, and I just, so damn annoying. How this gets. Well, I don't know exactly how this gets this fitting thing I'm trying to show you doesn't fit any of these things. These obviously would go into a cell phone or something. This is a USB thing, obviously. Uh, so anyway, I'm confused. Okay. Oh, I see. This thing. Ah, damn it. Well, would fit onto that, and one end goes to cell phone, one end goes to USB thing. Okay, now I gotcha. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wash that because that touched this filthy, disgusting carpet. This carpet that is so bad, it really, I don't know if it needs hazmat or a flamethrower. Oh, but I do know that I have a phobia about germs. And the thing is, I know about my carpet. I had 3 cats die here. Well, 2 on the carpet. But, yeah, this place, I figured, well, it's a condemned building. What the hell, you know? Um, Charlie Boy Beanies, hi. This is, I washed that thing, that microphone thingy. I am going to actually take this to my mom's room and let it dry there. I'll be right back. If I don't break my neck first. If I do, hey, they always say break a leg. They say, I didn't get anybody. What? What? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, we got a problem. Oh, yeah, I can't do this too long. TLC's got the 98 thing on. Oh, he found a 4-leaf clover today, and hey, that's great. Oh, man. I'm going to be very careful how I do this here. You know what? Give me a minute. Give me a minute, because I got to do something here. Oh. Dude said he just found clover. Okay. All right, you guys. I just want to. Oh. Whoops. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Okay. Can you see what I'm about to show you? I have. Damn it. I'm not being rude or anything. I'm just trying to show that I have a 4-leaf clover belly ring. My friend sent me this a couple weeks ago. Oh, jeez. Anyway. Hey, I haven't dropped this. Oh, man. It is getting so hot in here. Oh. Okay, you guys, I absolutely have to put a fan on. I'm feeling like I'm dying a little bit. And I hope you don't hear that I have. Hopefully the fan will make it so you can't hear the TV on. But I'm going to need to attend to something shortly. But I wanted to check in. I want to let you guys know that for the next couple of days I'm going to be posting content from the Lunar Fair. It was really kind of neat, and hopefully you will enjoy the sights and sounds that I was able to capture. And if you ever get a chance to go to one, I really hope that you go. But definitely get a group of friends to go with, because I think it would be a little bit more fun if you have some people to talk to. Alright, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm so hot here.